Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I love the animals right off the bat.
Just instantly.
And as always, I'm Nicholas.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Justin.
With cat
And
butt.
we've been joined by a cat.
Yeah. And a dog.
Two dogs that have decided it's now playtime.
It's the weekly pet cast.
So Jeremy, you were saying you have some audio to bring to us.
Yeah, so I instead of watching the latest episode of The Winter Soldier and Falcon, I edited together this little project to show you guys to I guess, I don't know, really sabotage myself in response to last week.
I mean, what would we be doing if we weren't self-sabotaging ourselves?
Yeah, true. Very true.
Sorry about the camera. The cat just keeps rubbing on my computer.
So I just have to figure out how to share audio here. But this is also a lesson, I guess, that people can change. That's another takeaway we can get from this audio.
God, he just looks like a douche. Both of them. They just look like douchebags.
You know what? Let's handle this.
No, come on, look at them. Just look at them.
Oh,
They just look like douchebags.
They are. All right, Tom Brady just looks like a douche.
4 games too far.
They're saying that 4 games is too much for that.
Wow.
Because it's basically the same as like your first offense for drug abuse.
Well, the NFL needs to revamp this,
Right?
Because that's pretty messed up.
To me, it's
Well, cheating's worse than using drugs.
Is it because Tom Brady was white? Probably not. It's probably because Tom Brady is ridiculously rich.
It's because he's like a whiny baby and he's gonna get his way.
And whether we like it or not, it's probably the face of the NFL. And he is a whiny little bitch. So, he has a lot of money. He's whiny. And, he's probably one of the more famous people in the NFL. So yeah, that's why you got away with it.
And he got pressure. They got pressure from fantasy owners.
Maybe, I don't know.
Goodell got hate mail and bricks through his window.
Tom Brady is a bitch.
We all knew that.
Wow. No.
Tom Brady is a whiny little bitch. Defend your hero, Tom Brady, and his.
Tom Brady's not my hero.
And
I
his
love that you have to put on this every time.
And his
single
and
time.
his bitchery. I wish, man. If I'd get Tom Brady on the podcast if I could.
Awesome.
I mean, he probably wouldn't be happy with me going, "You're a bitch."
Or Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy, tell this guy what your team name is again.
All right. So, yeah. I give myself Exhibit A.
I mean, that sounds more like it's just more of me with the exact same opinion.
Yeah, there was a lot of you going on the Brady diatribes.
It almost sounded like the two of you have swapped
kind of sounds that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sounds like I used to attack Justin for being a Tom Brady fan and you were on my side. Now it's me and Justin are attacking you for being a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah, I don't really know when this switch happened, but
I don't know. I just kind of got tired of him.
Well, anyways, that was what I did this weekend. It's fun listening to those old episodes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I totally forgot that we talked about. Like that stuff, for instance. I don't remember it being so harsh on him ever. Okay, I do a little bit. I mean, my team name was Brady is a bitch.
Yeah.
It probably still is because you just don't want to change it.
Well, yeah. Accurate.
If the league didn't get wiped out entirely when I canceled the season, yeah, your team name is probably still Brady is a bitch.
Well, things change.
Tampa Bay Gronkaneers.
It just goes to show you that, anything can happen. People can evolve
I was
and
gonna say,
grow.
Jeremy evolved as a human. and
Yeah.
I devolved.
I mean, I don't know if we can go there.
I went to looking like a caveman.
Yeah, you know what? You've had the beard and long hair for so long now that I can't remember what you look like without it. But I do know that I've known you a lot longer without a beard than with one.
I mean, it's always been a beard. It's just never been this long. It's usually well maintained.
It is
Well-
very epic right now. You look like a Viking.
Like there's some people I work with who've never seen me clean shaving, and I've been there for 15 years.
I mean, except for that 1 week when I was at Gooseberries, I haven't been clean shaven in 25 years.
Yeah, it's not worth it. We look like small children.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 42 and I still think like, I got carded recently. I was like, wait, what? Like, you do see me, right?
I got carded for alcohol yesterday.
But yeah,
Jeez.
if I shaved, I'd be carded for a rated R movie. So
Yeah, I've got carded for that.
so did anybody see anything pop culture related this week? Since you already said you didn't watch Falcon.
Well, I did watch Bad Trip on Netflix. The Eric Andre
Oh yeah,
movie. Yeah. It was awesome. It was really funny. They did something that I've never seen in a hidden camera type of movie like that before. Like it was like a fully written like comedy screenplay, and they basically just did the movie like in public. Like it was pretty clever.
Isn't that kind of what the Impractical Jokers movie was?
Yeah, but not like this. Like this is like they were literally like going like line for line as if they were like just doing the whole movie and like doing like movie cliches, and like there was an opening like musical score or a musical number with like a big bunch of background extras, and I don't know. It was a little differently done than the Impractical Jokers movie. But in the same vein. Yeah.
Is it better than his TV show?
Depends. I mean, do you like the TV show?
It's hard to get through.
Oh, well, then you're not going to like this. It's like Eric Andre humor, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I liked it better than the TV show, but I really like the TV show too, so
I've never seen the TV show.
it's funny.
All right, I'll check it out. I do like stupid humor.
It was pretty stupid. It's just amazing, like the balls on this guy. I don't know how he like just does some of the stuff he does.
Well, based off of what little I know about Eric Andre, you have seen his balls.
That's true. So yeah, I meant that literally and figuratively. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a good movie for what it was. And that's all. That's all I've seen this week.
I say I watched.
What about you, Justin?
I watched the new Falcon Winter Soldier episode. That's really it. I didn't watch anything new other than that.
I also only will pretty much watch the Falcon Winter Soldier
Ooh.
episode.
Yikes. Well, this is really awkward because I guess I should have watched it then. What was there some major shit that went down in this one? There's something in my teeth that's really bugging me.
No, nothing happened. They just kind of stood there.
Sorry, guys.
That's fine. I've got like the cat rolling on the keyboard. I went into airplane mode for a while, so I think I might have froze or missed something.
Well, I had texted Justin about a week or a half ago. I don't think I said anything. I know I didn't say anything last week, but I've recently made the decision to give up on fake doctors, real friends. I just I can't.
You did message me that.
I just can't do it anymore. I just to hear these two whiny rich assholes just blabbering on about how everybody else should run their lives Yeah.
Oh, like it's too political.
Oh, it was getting so political, and
Hmm.
like Zach Braff had watched some documentary, and he was just preaching about how we need to like
Save the fish.
stop fishing. Yeah, say stop fishing, or it was just like I can't. If I continue to listen to this podcast,
Mhm.
I will start to hate this show, and I love this show. Like I said, it's in my top 5, maybe top 3 of shows of all time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to stop listening. Like, if you're going to call yourself a rewatch podcast, the main focus of the podcast should be actually watching the episode and talking about it. Like, if you like Hollywood Babylon right now has been doing the rewatch of Batman 66, and they do get off on a lot of tangents, but they do spend most of the time like talking about the episode, like some cool behind the scenes trivia, like kind of talking about the thing. And that's fine. I don't mind if they go off on a tangent here or there. I mean, they're right. I mean, listening to just like, and in this scene, well, this happened for an hour. Yeah, that gets
Yeah.
boring. But like, oh
Now you got a cat.
no, that was the dog.
Oh, I just keeps walking on my keyboard.
Your dog is very nimble.
Both of them think they're parkour stars.
Parkour.
Parkour. But like I listened to the Office Lady podcast. I mean, now I think I'm gonna try to go back and since I dropped Fake Doctors Real Friends and pick it back up, because like they actually talked about the episode. They would do, they would kind of talk about some of the other stuff here or there, but like there's a reason why I want to listen to a Scrubs rewatch podcast, and it's not to hear two people who are collectively worth about 20 million apiece tell me how to live my life. Great, you have 20 million. You know what that means you can do? Stay at home and do nothing when the government tells you that's what they want you to do. When you're living, barely above paycheck to paycheck,
yeah,
you kind of still have to go to work regardless. Like,
yeah, that's true.
We could do that podcast. We could rewatch Scrubs and talk about the episodes.
We could. So
I think you and me have seen that show combined like what, 25 times?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even remember. I mean, I'm actually like, as I'm watching like some of these episodes, like I guess maybe I've watched it so many times or watched it out of order that I'm like, wait, that was season 5. I thought that was season. But yeah, I've been watching a couple episodes now, so I'm in like, I don't know. I'm not that much further ahead than where the podcast was, but I'm definitely like 6 episodes into season 5 now. So it's just, that's what I've been doing. We're just, continuing to not watch modern pop culture and just watch old school pop culture.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I finished Clone Wars and I started Rebels, so at least I'm a little further along there. But
that's good. You're getting somewhere.
I'm getting somewhere.
I think the last thing I started watching was Modern Family because they put all the seasons on Hulu. So I started on season 1.
Oh, nice. That's a good show. I like that show.
Is it? I remember when that show started, I watched the first episode or two and I was just like, this isn't for me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, really?
Maybe I'll give it.
Older guy dating married to a younger woman. You don't follow
what's
him
not
with
to
that
love?
What are you trying to say?
Oh, look at the time. I gotta go.
Smoke screen. Justin's out.
Trying to say something about 7-year difference?
No. Some of us are longer. But anyway,
Well, I've got a 7-year
Yeah,
difference.
moving on.
I've got a 7-year difference. What's your age gap? 10?
about 9, 10.
Oh, all right. And Jeremy? Oh, wait, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, buddy.
Jeez, let's go to commercial.
Yeah,
That was-
put the gun away.
That was an unnecessarily mean shot. I apologize.
That's
I shouldn't
okay.
have done that.
That's all right. I'm gonna. I didn't mean to say that.
Eh,
Okay, so that's
That was like some of the old style comments we would have made. We don't do that anymore.
no, we're classier than that.
that is true. Speaking of classy, did you watch the trailer for Army of the Dead?
Oh yeah, that looks fucking awesome.
I did not.
Zack Snyder's new Netflix movie, Army of the Dead. It actually it looks pretty cool. I mean, I will tell you, I love zombie movies. I'm in. I'm very curious to see what the setup here is because they're doing the fast zombies, and I'm not necessarily down with that. But it also looks like they're in a world where like the zombie attack happened like a long time ago, and the zombies are starting to. Did you ever watch the George Romero any of George Romero's movies? Because you got Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Do you remember and then you also get to like Land of the Dead and Island of the Dead, but Day of the Dead and then Land of the Dead. Romero starts playing with the idea that like the longer the zombies are zombies, their brain functions slowly start turning back on.
hmm,
So like in Day of the Dead, Bubs, one of the first zombies that shows like he picks up a gun and actually like knows how to use it. And then in like Land of the Dead, like they show you like this car comes by or a zombie comes by and steps on one of those bell ropes that a car would run over at a gas station, and another zombie comes out and grabs the gas pump and starts like kind of muscle memory. And like so like it is kind of following off of that. So I do wonder if in Army of the Dead, like this is like the zombie attack happened a decade ago or whatever, and these zombies have just been left to kind of reorganize and create something. That's kind of what it looks like.
yeah, yeah.
But there was one part of the trailer that kind of no, the two of you wouldn't have seen it
I didn't
because
see the trailer at all.
well, the one of you that watched the trailer.
Just send me trailers when you guys want me to watch them.
Okay. All right, I will try to remember to do that from now on. In the trailer, this one guy picks up a gas saw that looks kind of different than a normal gas saw. Jeremy, I don't know if you notice this or not, but the particular saw that he picks up is called a ring saw. Instead of a normal just blade, like a blade that would cut concrete or asphalt, like something you would normally put on a circular saw. It has the blade is a ring, like it kind of looks like Xena's weapon.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, it allows you to because with most normal saws you can only like if you got a 14-inch saw you're only going to get like 4.5 inches of actual cutting depth because of the way the saw operates. This saw, because of the way it operates, it allows you to get 12 to 14 inches of cutting depth. But it is a very difficult saw to use. I work on these saws a lot. They are very finicky, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fuck the saw up in a heartbeat. It is about the worst possible saw you could try to use in a zombie attack ever. One, they're not light. So if you're swinging this thing around, you're going to get tired fast. Two, if you hit a zombie wrong, that blade, which is a circle, and it's running on 4 rollers inside of it, if you hit a zombie wrong, it's going to pop that blade off those rollers, and then you're just going to have a blade just kind of. So yeah, you try to use a ring saw in a real zombie attack, you're going to die.
That's a good note to take.
Don't use ring saw.
But I get, like, from a movie perspective, the saw looks badass. Like, I get it. Like, because they're like, oh man, this saw looks so cool. And me and one of the guys at work were like, clearly that means the producers or the writers of this movie don't use them in real life. Because they're like, oh man, that saw looks cool.
All right, so we're gonna be excited for that movie. Stamp of
I'm still
approval on
very-
the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent. I'm neutral right now.
I'm gonna have to watch it again
All
before I
right.
could really weigh in.
Well, I guess since nothing happened this week, we can either make this a 20-minute episode
Or
Or
we can finally get to what we've been teasing for the last couple of weeks. And we can break down Oscar nominations.
well, have a good night, folks.
well,
Yeah, let's hear.
20-minute
Let's
episode it is. All right.
let's do the Oscars. Let's do it. I'm gonna bring
Okay,
it. I'm gonna
now-
bring my energy up for this. Woo!
Okay.
All right, man. Let's go.
Now, there are some things about the Oscar nominations that I will not say because I don't want them on tape.
whoa,
But
Whoa!
but we'll
Let's go, baby.
All right, so I just went to oscars.org where they
Okay.
have all of the Oscar nominations. So they start with actor in a lead role. Now,
All right.
these
Val
are
Kilmer.
mainly actors that like most of these actors we've actually heard of, not necessarily out of movies that we heard about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so for actors for a lead role, you've got Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom,
What?
Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank, and Stephen Yeun for Minari.
Wow. Do you know any of those? What any of those movies are?
Sound of Metal is a movie where this guy is a drummer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that one.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts to lose his hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've not watched it. I've heard it's very good, but now listen, I like Chadwick Boseman. I was very, when I heard he died, I literally stopped in my tracks and was like, wow, like I was emotional. Like that
Yeah.
one hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It could be a great movie. I don't know, but I do question if he doesn't get a nomination for that movie, if he doesn't die.
Oh,
I mean, legitimately, like
wow. That's a scathing indictment.
I mean, that's how the industry
And,
works
well,
most
yeah.
of the time, though.
I haven't
What if he
watched
just
the movie.
crushed it? Yeah. What if he's awesome?
I mean,
in it?
it's entirely possible because you could make the same argument with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Like, did Heath Ledger get nominated for the Joker? Because I mean, he legit crushed that movie. Like that. I mean, that was easily the best performance that he ever gave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But because it's a comic movie, because it's a genre movie, you do question if he doesn't die, does he get nominated and/or win the Oscar?
I guess, yeah, the only way to really find out is to check out Black Bottom and I'll watch the movie too. Oh yeah.
Jeremy was just waiting for that one.
I know. Those gears were turning since you said Black Bottom.
I seen the light come on. Then you got the smirk.
I mean, Anthony Hopkins has been nominated for how many Oscars? He's probably even won a bunch. I don't even know. So, but I don't know.
So
anything.
he shouldn't even. Let's give it to someone else, please. He doesn't need anymore.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, The Father might be a great movie. I know little to nothing about it.
Let's try to.
Gary Oldman.
Sorry, keep going.
I mean, Gary Oldman is Gary Oldman. I mean, come on. Same thing with Anthony Hopkins. Like, dude shows up in a movie, there's a good chance he's getting nominated for an Oscar for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, my dark horse pick to win this one is Stephen Yeun.
Okay.
Who you guys remember from Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn. He was Glenn in Walking Dead. I've not watched this movie, but I've heard, like, since the day it came out, I've been hearing about how this movie is, like, career defining and it should win Oscars and blah, 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 blah. He's also the first Asian American to ever be nominated for an Oscar.
Wow.
So
That's
I think
amazing.
I think we have two very different competing threads here when it comes to the Oscars. You have obviously Chadwick Boseman's going to win it. He died. We're going to give that guy the Oscar. But you also have Stephen Yeun making some kind of history and a lot of, So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think that Stephen Yeun's going to win. That's my pick, based on the fact that I've not seen any of these movies, and I'm basing it just off of politics.
That's a fair way to pick who's going to win, though.
Yeah, we do that quite often on this show, so
I mean, that's what society does too.
that's true. Nothing's ever based on merit anymore.
No.
Where's my
All right.
goddamn soapbox? We could play a fun game where we try to guess what the movies are about, and then we really find out what they are about.
None of us are going to really find out what they're about, though. Who's
Well,
going
we
to watch
have
that
the
stuff?
internet. We could just read the taglines or the log lines of each one or whatever.
Watch the trailer.
Oh,
Yeah, now we know what it's about. That's
Yeah.
enough. That's all we need.
all right. So you want to go on to supporting actor?
All right, let's do it.
All right. You got Sacha Baron Cohen in The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Okay.
So Borat is up for an Oscar.
All right, that's amazing.
Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield
Dave
for
Coulier.
What I thought.
for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay.
Daniel Kaluuya was in Black Panther. He was Black Panther's best friend, and he was also in Get Out.
Ah, good film. Good film.
Lakeith Stanfield was in Knives Out.
I haven't seen that one still.
Oh, you haven't seen
That was a good
Knives
one.
Out?
No, I know. I gotta watch
You saw it,
that.
Justin?
Yeah.
Justin, yeah. He was one of the two cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
So
Knives
good.
Out was amazing. You get a chance to watch Knives Out, you should watch Knives Out.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's the entire review I'm going to give of that movie, so I don't ruin anything.
All
Is
right.
that still on Amazon?
Maybe.
I think it was on Amazon Prime.
I'll check it out. I'll find out. I'll maybe check it out tonight after watching.
I was going to
A
say,
show.
where's my remote? I'll just do it now.
Yes, Knives Out is still on Amazon.
Okay, cool.
Then you have Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami.
Mm.
And I do not know who Paul Rashi for Sound of Metal. I don't know who he is.
Yeah. me neither.
Leslie Odom Jr. was in Hamilton.
Mm.
Didn't watch it.
I've seen it. It's a musical.
I know what it is. I didn't watch it.
I like Hamilton. This is like a really crazy thing to speculate about all these when we don't know a single movie.
I don't know any of these movies he's done.
I have no idea who's going to win this one. I wonder if I'm going to go sports wise. The two guys from Judas and the Black Messiah take each other out, because anytime you are in an MVP race or a Cy Young race and you have two guys on the same team, they both tend to cancel each other out, and the third guy comes up and steals it. So I would say there's a chance that Sacha Baron Cohen sneaks in and steals the Oscar from one of the other guys.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to the Sound of Metal guy, or whatever it was called.
I'm gonna give it to Sacha Baron Cohen as well, because I'd like to see him win one.
I would not.
Oh,
Very
I finally
nice.
watched I finally 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, very recently, watched the first Borat for the first time.
Yeah. Let me guess. You didn't like it.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I like him in Talladega Nights.
yes.
Yeah. He's fine in that.
I don't know. Did you like Borat?
Hmm.
I didn't hate it. I just was like, this is what all the hype was about.
That's how I felt the first time I watched Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
I was like, this is terrible. Someone owes me 2 hours of my life back.
Well, I didn't agree with that. I just was like, oh,
Nah, I was like,
okay.
this is awful.
I've now seen it. Moving on with my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, it didn't blow me away, but I liked it. Definitely quoted it.
Yeah, I mean, even though I didn't really like it all that much, I probably quoted it way more than I should have.
Huh.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Moving on. We have actress in a leading role.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're gonna set Jeremy off again. Viola Davis.
I was gonna say, I think we should just write these people down on the wheel and we'll spin it.
Yeah.
That's who we'll place our bets on.
Yeah.
We'll leave it to the wheel.
Just to chance it up. That's a good method. Yeah. All right.
All right. So we have Viola Davis and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Nice. Gotta love that Black Bottom.
Andra Day in The United States vs. Billie Holiday. Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman.
Ew.
Frances McDormand in Nomadland.
Oh yeah.
And Carrie Mulligan in Promising Young Woman.
Let's see.
I'm guessing Promising Young Woman is a movie that will eventually come across Jeremy's desk because it's a kind of a horror film.
Oh.
Jeremy was like, what dig are you taking this time?
Yeah.
It's waiting for it.
Because it's I guess she plays I don't know if she's a serial killer or just a revenge killer, but she like goes after men and does things to them.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know.
That was nominated for an Oscar, or her acting performance in this?
Her acting performance.
Okay.
I think it has more to do with the whole Me Too movement, because all the reviews I read were like, in the Me Too era, this is a very important film. So I was like, okay, well, if that's all your entire review is based off of, skip.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I think this one's going to Viola Davis or Frances McDormand.
Which one's part of, what is it, No Man's Land?
Nomadland.
I'll go with that one.
That's probably a safe bet. That movie has a lot of heat and a lot of love. I just don't know if it'll be able to overtake Viola Davis. So,
yeah,
Uh,
because people like Jeremy love saying Black Bottom.
That's true. I'm gonna have to give it up to that, just because of that reason alone.
Give it up to that Black Bottom, Jeremy.
Give it up to that Black Bottom. This is exactly what the Oscar people did not want us to do.
All right. So I guess we'll move on to supporting actress.
All right. Didn't we just do that? What was that?
That was actor or main
lead.
actress.
Okay.
Lead actress.
Gotcha.
This is supporting actress.
Okay.
So first up, we have Maria Bakalova for Borat 2.
She was good. She was fucking excellent in Borat 2. I'm not even kidding.
We have Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, which gives us a very interesting two sides to an argument here, because Glenn Close is also up for a Razzie for the exact same movie.
Oh my god!
Oh, she could sweep it.
That's amazing. Has it ever happened before?
I think they said it's like the third time it's ever happened.
Wow, that's insane.
But yeah, so you have the Razzie saying she was terrible and this was one of the worst movies of the year, because Hillbilly Elegy is all up and down that one. And over on the Oscars, you're like, oh man, she was so good. She's one of the 5, best supporting actresses.
She was a shining star in a pile of shit.
It's interesting. All right. Then we have Olivia Colman for The Father. I'm not sure I know who Olivia Colman is.
I don't know either.
will
Tevin
go-
Coleman's sister.
I'm
Oh, wait.
looking. I'm looking to see what she's been in.
We have Amanda Seyfried for Mank, and then Yu Young Yoon for Minari. I think there's so much heat on the Borat girl that I think she's going to actually win it. Unless they're just like, we can't have a person from Borat win, and then I think it swings over to Amanda Seyfried.
Why her?
I just because Mank is directed by Fincher, and it's about one of those blacklisted screenwriters like Tom Mankiewicz or something like that. It's a movie about Hollywood. Hollywood love movies about Hollywood, and they tend to give awards to those movies because they love watching movies about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Bob Dole likes talking about Bob Dole.
Bob Dole. All right, I guess we'll move on then.
Okay, I'll go with what is it, Amanda Seyfried?
No, we were looking up Olivia Colman.
I looked her up and I knew nothing, so I just skipped
okay.
it.
So she's not
All right.
related to Tevin Coleman.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay. All right, so then we get to animated feature.
Ooh,
All right.
Finally.
We have Onward, which have either of you actually watched that movie yet?
I never did. No.
Now that you both have Disney Plus, give that one a watch.
Okay.
I can go get a small child to talk about these movies.
Me too. I'll be right back.
All right.
911. Yeah, Jeremy Jordan. Yeah, no, he's Troy.
I'm just kidding, Zoom.
they-
Please don't take this serious. Don't send my records over anywhere. Anyways.
Okay. So
Waited quickly.
I would
Okay.
like to hear her synopsis or her reviews on these, actually, though. Maybe.
well, I'm going to guess that she
for a
only knows
segment.
2 of them.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
But-
Onward, I know for sure she's seen.
Okay, Onward. Onward is very good. It's what's his name? Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Hmm.
It's set in a
Star-Lord and
modern,
Spider-Man.
it's set in a modern time, but like if modern time was like still full of fairies and dwarves and elves and centaurs and
Nice.
like
All
it's enjoyable, and the story is actually really, really good.
Did it warm your icy heart?
Yes.
Wow. That's a hell of that's strong praise.
And if it has a lot to do with fathers.
Oh.
So you know, if you've
Nice.
got a pretty good if you got a strong bond with your father, it might get you a little bit.
Hmm.
I've never heard of Over the Moon. I have no idea what that's about.
I've heard of
my
Good Night Moon.
I've heard of Over the Moon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No.
What's that about?
I don't know, but I've heard of it.
All right.
There's a
Nice.
Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon.
I gotta see what Over the
okay.
Moon was.
Farmageddon.
and then there's Soul,
Oh yeah.
which
I never got to watch that either.
it's also on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
One of these days.
I think she's seen that one.
and then something
all right.
called Wolf Walkers. Like, listen, every year for the animated picture,
Yeah.
they always put up 1 or 2 movies that are animated that were not done by Disney or Pixar or DreamWorks.
Just
That's Over the Moon and Wolf Walkers, just so they can be like, look, but it's gonna be Soul. Soul is gonna win
Yeah.
this, like hands
Oh.
down. Like if
Over
I-
the Moon is about an adventurous girl who builds a rocket ship to meet a mythical goddess on the moon.
cool.
Oh, okay. What I'm hearing is not a chance of winning. Got it. All right.
Ace.
I mean, in my opinion, it should be Onward. I think Onward should win this award hands down, but Soul is going to win. Mark it. Like, if I had to pick one lock,
Mm-hmm.
like guaranteed, like take your money to the bank, put down your hard-earned cash on a bet at Vegas
Yeah.
that Soul is going to win Best Animated Picture for the Oscars.
Should I cash out my 401k and do it?
Yeah, do it.
All right.
All right, I'll put $10 down on it.
I mean, like if I was in Vegas and I could actually put money on award. I mean, now granted, this is also one of those awards where are one of those bets that I bet you've got to spend $10 to make $5.
Right.
Yeah. Where it's not one of those. If I spend $10, I'll get $100. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the odds are so in the favor of Soul. Okay, let's skip cinematography, costume design. All right, we'll get to directing.
Soul is minus 2,500.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that means it even they think the first off, not surprised they have Oscar betting odds online.
Yeah, that is not surprising at all.
So here we have in the directing, we have Thomas Vinterberg for a movie called Another Round. Never heard of either of them.
No.
You got David Fincher for Mank. Lee Isaac Chung for Minari.
All right.
Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Oh.
And Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman.
Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you.
In a normal year, I would say this would be David Fincher's award hands down. But it's going to be Chloe Zhao. She's going to win this award.
What's up? Why?
Because she will.
You don't want to say the reason?
I'm looking at the bets online to see what the odds are for all these stuff. Now I'm talking about it. Chloe Zhao is negative 2,500.
So she has basically the same odds-on favorite that Soul does.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is the first Asian American, or no, I don't even think she's American. She's the first Asian woman to be nominated for Best Director. She's one of very few women who have ever been nominated for Best Director.
So she's gonna win.
I mean, a lot of people say that Nomadland is a really good movie. I watched the trailer and just went, this is not a movie that I want to watch.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
And then when we get there, we'll notice that this movie, Another Round, was not nominated for Best Picture of the Year. So it's very strange. It's a very strange, very rarely do you ever get the best directors where their movie was not up for Best Picture of the Year. That's a rare thing. So Thomas Vinterberg is in a very weird, kind of category.
Mm-hmm.
He's the dark horse at plus 2,000.
Nobody cares about documentary short or film editing. Oh, okay, he is up for Best Picture for international film.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so I guess it's not, but it's still kind of a rare thing. Makeup and hairstyling. Original score. Okay, here we go. Original song. This is where something that is a little weird happens. You've got Judas and the Black Messiah, Trial of Chicago 7, something called The Life Ahead, and One Night in Miami. And then there's one movie up for Best Song that you're like, what? Eurovision.
Wow.
The song Huskovic is up for Best Song of the Year. Because, yeah. I
That's
almost
nuts.
want to watch the Oscars this. I almost want to watch the Oscars this year just to see if they let Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams perform it.
That would be amazing. It would be worth tuning in at least just for that.
But yeah, so it's not gonna be that one. They don't stand a chance at winning.
That one comes in third in the odds.
Really? Huh.
At plus
I would-
400.
I would have thought it would have been fifth. Who do they have winning that one?
It doesn't tell me the movie. It's just the song is Speak Now.
Okay, so the One Night in Miami song. Ooh, I'm not sure. Leslie Odom Jr. apparently wrote that song as well as sung it. So he could double dip. He could win an Oscar for Best Song and Best Acting.
Let me see who's favored for best acting. And no surprise to anyone, Chadwick Boseman.
All right, so now we get to what we came here for. Production design.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So we have for Best Picture of the Year.
All right.
We're basically I mean, at this point, I think we've heard a lot of the same names.
Yeah.
Because they're all up for the acting awards. We have a movie called The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and Trial of Chicago 7.
Okay.
I bet you, if I had to put money, it's either going to be Mank or Nomadland. Leaning heavily towards Nomadland.
All right.
So what are the odds on that one?
I'm trying to find it. I got best original screenplay, original song, best picture. No Man Land at negative 305.
What about Mank?
Plus 2,800 would be fifth.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
The Father comes in dead last at plus 10,000.
Who does?
Father?
The Father.
Oh,
What's that about?
that's that Anthony Hopkins movie.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I know he's an old guy who's like senile or something. That's all I remember.
Wow, sounds like a fun time at the cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't see, Jeremy Jordan on that list anywhere, but
Not yet.
not yet. Maybe in a few years.
You never know. I mean, if you actually, continue on this path of buckling down and actually getting stuff done, and then me and Justin will ride your coattails right to the ceremony.
Oh, yeah. We'll be carrying those coattails.
It'll just replace the red carpet. My coattails.
I'll slap on a dress and walk right next to you.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll skip production design, short film, sound, visual effects is always interesting because these are the movies that generally people are like, wow, those are the ones I actually wanted to watch. Love and Monsters, which I've seen the poster for, and I'm like, oh, based off poster, I'd like to see this movie. Midnight Sky, which I know nothing about. Mulan.
Another Mulan came out.
Yeah, they did the live action Mulan. You could watch it on Disney Plus.
Are we getting sponsored by them? Because
Well, I mean, you would think because they won our bracket for like best.
yeah, when are they going to
and then all
start
we did
paying
was
up?
talk about them. I don't think they have to advertise. I don't think they have to pay us to advertise. We're just gonna do it. Like,
Yeah, we just won't stop. All right,
Cease and desist order.
speaking of Disney Plus, also the one and only Ivan.
What?
It's a movie about a giant monkey.
I'm in.
It's on Disney Plus. I haven't watched it yet. It's one of the few Disney Plus movies I haven't watched yet.
And you can find
then
it on Disney
Tenet.
Plus. So what's that? Which one?
And then Tenet,
Tenant.
which I desperately want to see.
What's that one about?
That's the Christopher Nolan movie with the time bending. And
Oh yeah, yeah. Is it supposed to be like Inception?
It looks. Yeah, probably. I want to see it. I want to see it bad.
Okay.
It was one of the movies that like I was most looking forward to going and seeing the theaters that wasn't a Marvel movie last year,
Mm-hmm.
and losing that movie to the pandemic was one of the things that made me mad
Yeah.
because I wanted to see that movie something fierce.
And the favorite to win it is Tenet.
Yeah, I could see that for visual effects.
Yeah, -350.
And then we'll do writing adapted screenplay.
Oh, I gotta find that.
Borat 2
Wow.
is up for now. Okay, this is my question about the first movie because I've just seen it recently for the first time. How much of that movie was scripted and how much of it was like just them off the cuff?
That's a great question. I mean, I'd like to believe it was a lot more of them just doing shit, but you know how they do like to fake a lot of things. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to shatter my illusion of it.
Well, and so
knowing too much.
You've seen the second one.
Yeah.
So again, how much? I mean, so you can kind of guess. I mean, you know enough about movie making, and you've seen enough movies that you can kind of tell when there's a scene that's completely improvised or off the cuff and it's scripted. So how much of that movie is actually like? How much of it did they actually write? That's what I'm getting at. Like, does this movie deserve to be up for like best writing? When I thought the whole point of most of the movie was like he was doing like gotcha interviews to make Republicans look stupid.
Well, that's some of it, but I mean, there's certainly there's scenes that are written in to it. So I mean, there's enough probably written content for it to deserve to be on that list. But I know what you're saying. I mean, it is, yeah. I mean, it is kind of iffy to me too. Like, is it really written? I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You probably have a good point there.
That was just, and then also for best adapted is The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger.
The White Tiger.
I have no idea what that one's about.
Ooh, sounds intense.
What's the odds for that one?
No Man Land at -350, followed by The Father at +450. And the dark horse is The White Tiger at +2800.
I'm going for that one.
Borat comes in at +800. So right in the middle, comes in third.
I guess just because it's the last category and we did adapted, we might as well do original. We've got Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and the Trial of the Chicago 7. We'll see what the odds agree, if the odds agree with me or not. My guess is you're gonna see this will be the only Oscar for that Promising Young Woman will win.
Yeah,
because of reasons.
All right. Was this a list of the nominees or a list of movies to put me to sleep at night? Man.
Promising Young Woman comes in as the favorite with -250. Followed by The Trials of the Chicago 7 at 220 +225. Dark Horse is Sound of Music and Judas and the Black Messiah, both tied at +3,300.
Yeah. So,
jeez.
I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that not unlike other years, the Oscars this year are made up of movies that mostly you've never heard of or have never seen.
Feel like that's most years for us.
Yeah.
Well,
That
for me,
is-
anyways.
I mean, this year at least is a little different. Let me get back up here to Best Picture, and that Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, and Trial of Chicago 7 all were on Netflix pretty quick. In fact, I think some of them were Netflix exclusives.
Mhm.
Nomadland was on Hulu really fast, and Sound of Metal I think was an Amazon exclusive movie.
Yeah, that's
So-
what it was.
So the Father Minari, so 3 movies there, The Father Minari and Promising Young Woman are ones that you, at least I don't know if you could find them very quickly or very easily. So on like, most years it's like, oh, if you didn't live in New York or Chicago or LA, you didn't get a chance to see that movie because you didn't live near the one movie theater that it was actually premiering at.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that does make it interesting in that I'm curious because the last couple of years the Oscar voters have been kind of against that kind of thing solely because they have this idea that, like, oh, movies are movies and but they don't really have that option this year. One, people couldn't go to the theaters as much, so a lot of these movies were kind of necessity. Like, well, actually, I think Judas and the Black Messiah might have been an HBO Max movie.
That was HBO
But-
Max. Because I thought about watching it a couple of times, but then I was just like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
You see those new movies? Oh, what's new on HBO Max? Oh, maybe. I
No.
don't want to watch this.
Okay, yeah, those three movies are not on any of the streaming services. You could rent them on Redbox or something like that, but you can't just stream it like you could the other ones. So it'll be interesting to see because most, like, the years in past, the voters have been relatively against Netflix movies because they don't want to ruin the theater experience. So this year they don't have that option of being like, how dare you, so they get to vote. Plus you have the added, like, this last year has really highly politicized everything to the 10th degree. I mean, you can't walk outside and go, wow, it's a really nice day, without somebody saying, oh, you're a liar because you're a Democrat, or oh, you're a Republican, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, look at my neighbor's flag and be like, oh, it's really windy. No, it's just because it's a Trump flag.
Right. Man, oh, today is such a nice day. Look how blue the sky is. You don't know what blue is. You're a stupid conservative. You don't know what blue is. You're a dumb liberal. So it's not hard to look through the list of nominees and, without me having to spell it out, really look and see the through line here with what got nominated and what's going to win.
Yeah.
Look at the big controversies of the Oscars from the years past. Now, and the sad part about that is that a lot of these movies maybe actually deserve to, and in a normal year or in a time frame where we don't have everything being so overly politicized, I would like to say that most of, if not all of these movies are sitting in the same spot, but I don't know. I've not had a chance to watch some of them, and I don't know, because a lot of the movies that would have come out this last year have been held back to this year. So they're not up against the same competition that they would have been in a normal year, because a lot of studios did go, okay, well, I'm not putting this movie out this year. I'm waiting until 2021.
Yeah, until things open back up and there's a
Until
little
things
more
are,
normalcy.
and they've already even started pushing some movies back into 2022. So you do wonder, like, if a certain movie that and I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, the only one that's coming to mind, and it would never be up for any award, is like Fast 9. That they, like, that was one of the first movies that they were like, we're not coming out until 2021. Like, at most that movie might have been up for like best visual effects, but it was never going to be like best picture or best any other thing. Like it really only had a shot at like sound design or
Yeah.
visual effects, but it had no shot at actor or screenplay. Like,
Right.
come on. Like,
Yeah.
James Bond was normally, or at least the last handful of James Bond films have wrapped up the song. It didn't get in this year because it didn't come out. And Billie Eilish, being where she stands in the music community, being up for an Oscar against those other ones,
hmm
I mean, just go ahead and give that to her, because she already won a Grammy or something for that song,
Yeah.
because the song came out but the movie didn't.
Right.
So I wonder if, because of the weird Oscar rules, if next year when the James Bond movie has actually come out, if that song will even be eligible.
Yeah, that's a good
Because of,
question. Yeah.
But because I mean, and I would say, hands down, like, because it's James Bond, because it's Billie Eilish, like, she would probably destroy everybody else in the song category this year. But some of these other songs, let's be honest, the Eurovision song doesn't get nominated if James Bond comes out. I doubt that James Bond gets any other award, because for the same reason that like Godzilla won't ever be taken seriously for a movie. James Bond's just never gonna. Daniel Craig was not going to be up for Best Actor.
Should have,
It's
though.
just not going to happen. Probably. But I don't know what other movies Hollywood has pushed back for the year that would be up for awards. So it's interesting. I don't know. So you do wonder if a couple of these movies snuck in a weak year because they didn't get released, or because certain politics have come into play where they're really pushing agendas. That some of these movies and some of these actors and actresses get nominated for maybe not the stronger roles, but because we have to meet certain criteria now. And it's really sad to think that, or say that, because you don't want to. I don't want to take anything away from them for finally getting nominated, or being. I mean, some of them have been nominated 100 times. Anthony Hopkins, Viola Davis. But so I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to think, what what would have happened in a normal year, and we'll never know. So, and we'll see next year if everything does continue to open back up the way it's opening back up. Next year, we might see a lot more like recognizable, names and movies.
Yeah, they've pushed a lot of movies out already to 2022 on, because I was looking on a list of some. Yeah, they've already moved a lot of them to next year.
Yeah. So there are fans who have been clamoring for our Oscar conversation and our Oscar picks.
Yeah. we delivered.
Yeah, sorry we put you to sleep.
There's some picks, some odds. We'll make your bets, make your money.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember to give us a cut.
So, all right. Well, did any of that talk shake something loose? Something you want to discuss, or
who? Any of us?
Mostly you, Jeremy.
I got nothing. I mean, let's see here.
This is your world. We just live in it.
Yeah. The wheel. We should do something with the wheel sometime now that we have it. That's what I wrote down.
Oh yeah. So finally, one of the things that we've been talking about literally since episode 1, and at the real episode 1, not the most recent episode 1.
Yeah, the one from all the way back in the day.
Was the kind of the reasoning behind naming the podcast Pop Culture Roulette, was that we were going to have a wheel.
Yes.
That we would be able to write stuff on and then spin.
Yes.
I don't know if I was going to make it or try to make it. I don't know why it didn't happen.
Well, there was an attempt, I think, and then
I don't think there was any effort put forth to actually making it.
All right, there was a thought.
There was a lot of thought behind it.
Yeah.
I drew pictures. I remember that much.
Well, all right. That is a start then.
'Cause
But-
I was gonna build it, but I could never exactly. I kept looking. I looked for plans, but Jeremy said, "Hey, I'm just gonna buy one for way cheaper than I thought they would be available at because I was,
Who would have?
I was gonna spend at least that, if not double that, in making it."
Oh man, who would have thought to just check Amazon after 7 years of possibly debating whether or not we'd come up with a wheel? We finally decided to
Mental note: next time, just check Amazon.
Well, yes. So yeah, we got one, and we can do some cool stuff with it in the future, like the
So
movie thing, and we could decide on different topics that way.
Who's
Any
going to win
comments?
Oscars?
Yeah, who's gonna win Oscars? All sorts of
So-
things.
We can use that to figure out lunch.
now that Marcus theaters are open back up, maybe we should pick a Saturday or a Sunday here in the near future, and actually follow through with what we said we were going to do. We were going to write down the movies that are on at the theater,
Mhm.
and then whatever the wheel picks is whatever we have to watch.
Yep.
And
That's-
let's just pray to God that 50 Shades of Grey is not back out in the theater that week.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, see the three of us walk up to buy tickets for that.
Go ahead and get the cops on the phone. We got three perverts. Something bad's about to happen. So we will be making use of the wheel in the very near future.
Yes, people can look forward to that.
I'm excited.
And a little nervous.
Well,
All right. Well then, I guess if there's nothing else,
Nothing further.
oh wait. I do have one more thing. Sorry. I just thought of it. Something got knocked loose. Douche of the week. Joe
okay.
Joe Buck is going to be guest hosting Jeopardy. And I mean, come on. Do we need really another reason why he's a douche?
No.
No, we don't.
Joe
Just-
Buck.
Just no.
All right. So
Joe
that's
Buck,
it.
the ruiner of baseball, the ruiner of football.
And now the ruiner of Jeopardy.
All right. Well,
All right, we'll
I
cut this out.
don't have anybody to nominate.
That
No,
went
that's
nowhere.
fine. I don't have anybody to nominate.
I
I
bought
don't
my
have
stuff
anybody
last
to
week.
nominate. He
Yeah.
wins.
All right, he wins. Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. You know what we can tell him?
Stupid never walks alone.